My name is Chari. I'm a general manager in one of the subsidiaries of a bank which is based in Dubai. I work for Emirates Bank and I've been there for the last 6 years. It's a pity that I couldn't come to the course earlier because I signed up last year and I moved a role last year. It's 18 months now since I've been in that new role as a general manager. However, there are a lot of things that you would want to learn and look at what happens in situations when you get into new situations and how they're handled. And that's the reason why I'm here. One of the things that I had to really work on was the looking at diversity and looking at cultural issues. The organization that I work for have 40 nationalities. I have around 260 people working in the organization, and we are multi-location, so we are spread across 3 countries, and we are in a technology service providing business. So it does raise some challenge on the cultural issues. Operating in Dubai is very different to operating in Egypt. The cultures are very different. There are regulatory issues that come up. People responses to the same situations are very different based on their biases. And that was one of the big learning for me as a general manager was to not to pass or not to react, but to sit back, reflect, and then give a decision. Because a lot of times, being action oriented, you tend to make a decision very quickly on the spot, which general managers are not supposed to do. And a lot of times, a lot of reflection goes back before you change or decide to implement something new. What I've realized in terms of the challenges that transition requires from a functional role to a general management role, one is the ability to influence and collaborate. The second thing is that you make very little decisions on the spot. In the earlier operational roles, you would need to, or in a functional role, you were the expert and you had to make the decision. But in a general management role, you need to take in a lot more input and sit back and make decisions that are based on an overall perspective rather than a functional perspective. The other challenge that I went through is that you have biases that you have built on the job or about the organization. And you try somehow to get influenced by those biases when you're trying to operate as a general manager. And that is one of the biggest hurdles because there are a lot of good things that you might ignore, which your biases influence you to overlook. Normally what happens is that when you are comfortable in an environment and you got successes in decisions that you made, you tend to carry those biases when you get into a new role. You get influenced by people who you're comfortable with work. You try to get to a situation where you try to create response groups and try to create the team that is around you based on what you are comfortable with. And that's a challenge because in a general management role, you cannot carry your biases from your previous functional roles. And you could get into a situation where if you get influenced by your previous biases, the decisions you make might not be good in the long run for the organization. So you need to have an ability to look for look for a change and look for trying out new ways of doing things rather than getting influenced by what was good the last time.